Hey everyone, Kerry Waldy on a Monday morning. It's snowy and soggy out there, and a lot of people are working their way through the roads of work. We got a construction site outside where people are working, and people are doing what is now called adulting. Now, when I was a kid, that was never a verb. It was just something that you became. It was a noun. You became an adult. But what we're finding now is that adulting is hard. And I remember when I was kicked out of the nest, there were a lot of challenges that I had to face to live in the world as a grown-up. But that's ultimately the goal, because grown-ups have capacity to help others and produce more than they consume. Being an adult has its advantages. But in my latest blog, I talk about 5 reasons why adulting is hard. The first is that we don't pass along adult knowledge from one generation very well anymore. One generation to another, often there's a transmission belt that's broken, and we don't pass that along. In fact, when you're a kid, you don't even want to learn this stuff. I mean, when was the last time you said, "Hey, Dad, let's look at the insurance forms together"? Yay, that's fun. Or, "Hey, Mom, let's work out the bills," or "Let's do taxes together." We just don't pass that knowledge along very well. In fact, what we're doing is that we're cloistering each generation, and technology often hinders us from passing that relational knowledge from one generation to another. So that's one reason. The second reason is that when you're a kid, you don't have a future orientation toward time. And this is so important, because when childhood is marked by just living in the moment. But living your future as an adult requires more than momentary thinking. You see, the future that you will create is simply a repetition of the moments that you have. It's just moment upon moments that are layered together. So whatever future you create is just an accumulation of the moments that you have. And we don't think toward the future. But think about this. The skills that you have right now in the moment, if you're not an adult, often won't pay you well enough for the requirement to live well financially. College is expensive. Cars are expensive. Houses are expensive. Just marriage can be expensive. These things we have to look forward to, and often we're just living in the moment. But our future is just an accumulation of these moments. So we need to change our orientation toward time. Number 3, and that is, we don't learn the rules of the financial sandbox. There are proven rules and strategies that will help you maximize your financial future. But life is expensive, and it's getting more and more expensive today. But if you don't learn the rules of the financial sandbox, you're going to live with financial stress. Think of the adults in your life and think of how many of them have financial stress. A lot of that has to go back to decisions that we made and not understanding the rules of the financial sandbox. And so I created a course to help with that. And the crazy thing is, what I'm finding is students don't even want to learn. They don't want to take the time to learn those things. What I've started doing is offering all of our high school graduates my financial course, absolutely free. In fact, I pay them $100. If they will just take the course, I'll give them $100. And you know how many have done it? 0. So that's going to make adulting hard, because life is expensive and it requires more than I have in the moment. Number 4, you're going to find that there are people and industries that want to prey on your ignorance as a young adult. They're waiting for you to become an adult so they can market to you adult things. That's why it's no coincidence that college campuses, when the freshmen move in, are full of alcohol and credit card applications, because they're looking to take advantage of your impulsiveness without the knowledge of the consequences of these things. And then number 5, the 5th reason why adulting is hard, is that navigating bureaucracies can be difficult because they don't care about you. They've heard all the excuses. They've heard all the reasons why your payment is late, or why you missed this deadline, or you don't have the right paperwork, and they frankly don't care. Those people have heard all those excuses, and they just want to move on with their day. And so they're often unsympathetic, and you have to learn how to navigate the bureaucratic world as an adult. It can happen. Now, like I said, being an adult is fantastic, because I have now more capacity to help others and to bless others and to glorify God because of the things I've learned as an adult, and the ways that we've grown together in my family, in my home, and marriage. We have the ability now to accomplish more as an adult. So it's a good thing to grow up and not be a Toys R Us kid all your life, but there are some reasons why adulting is hard. You can surf over to kerrywaldy.com for more on this. All right, Godspeed.